Turn on the news. Why is it that you are so reluctant to do so? Why is it that you are so intimidated by watching a reporter tell you what has happened today? Is it because of the repetitive nature of listening to the daily coronavirus case count, deaths, and ever so impending shutdown? That must be it. Because now in 2020, when we as consumers of television or articles from the press decide to read the news, we are only fed facts about the coronavirus. Why are we not told about conflicts happening around the world that are not related to coronavirus? Why are we not told more about the economic impacts of this virus? Why are we not told more about our world in an ever so globalized time to be alive? It's absolutely ludicrous that in our ever so connected world, we are hearing so little about what is actually happening outside of the new 2020 coronavirus pandemic. I take the coronavirus pandemic very seriously. However, I feel that it is a duty for journalists to report on other news when it is necessary. Did you know that there is a war going on in Armenia? A war that the press in North America is ever so seldom to report on. A war where people are actively committing war crimes and bombing cities where people work, sleep, eat, and live. Many civilians have lost their livelihood in the war-affected areas in Armenia. Currently, 5,000 people have died from the war. Why do we not know more about this? Surely the press can do better and squeeze an additional 5 minutes in to talk about this conflict. Do you remember hearing about genocide and crime against humanity happening in China? That is still going on. Just because CNN does not speak of it anymore does not mean people have stopped dying in the internment camps they've created for them. Surely the press would report on a group of protesters in another country getting shot by their own government, especially in an age of many protests and fights for social justice. Unfortunately, that is not the case. In Nigeria, protesters were protesting peacefully against police brutality. 10 people were killed after the Nigerian government opened fire on the crowd with live ammunition. It is absolutely dreadful, disturbing, and incredibly appalling that the North American press reports so little on such vicious and violent things happening right now. I believe that the age of information no longer exists. I believe that in an ever so globalized, interconnected, and diverse world, we are only told what we want to hear. The duties of the press in North America used to be about reporting on things all over the world. So why must we only hear about what is going on here? There must be a change, and most importantly, there must be a demand to know what is going on around the world. That can only happen when the press is pressured to share more about what is going on across the sea. We must demand to know more. We must stay curious, but most importantly, we must stay informed.